Well, what better way to spend a Sunday afternoon than heading out on a hike up to one of Utah's most popular waterfalls? We decided to get together with a group of friends and take this little impromptu trip up to Stewart Falls, which is located near Aspen Grove, Utah. Believe it or not, in the roughly 20 years I've lived in Utah, I had never actually done the Stewart Falls hike before, so this was a new experience for me entirely. Just for some information, to get there, you do drive up Provo Canyon for about 7 miles, and you'll go through a short tunnel. Then just past that, you'll turn left towards Sundance. The trail itself can be found a little north of the Sundance Resort. You'll come to a ranger fee station. Be prepared to pay about $5 or $6, or it is free if you have a National Parks Pass. Immediately past the fee station, you turn left into a parking lot and you'll find the trailhead. Bear in mind that there are 2 different trails that start from this location, so follow the signs. Stewart Falls will have you heading towards the left rather than going straight, which is the Timpanogos Trail. Now, the hike itself is considered a pretty moderate hike, so it might have challenging spots, but it's not too hard either. The whole round trip is about 4 miles total. It's pretty family friendly. We did have kids with us that kept up really great and enjoyed the overall experience quite a bit. Fair warning, it also gets pretty crowded, especially on a weekend, and especially when the weather is good. So summer, fall, even late spring, you're going to get a lot more hikers up there. There was intermittent rain on the day that we went, so that did drive some people away, but we still ran into plenty of other folks on our trek, so it does get crowded. There's a lot of up and down in this hike, and you'll have some rocks and roots to contend with, but there's nothing really super steep or super dangerous. Just keep an eye on your kids and you'll really be fine. Other than that, I mean, the views are just spectacular. I mean, you're walking around among groves of aspens, which of course Utah is famous for. There's also plenty of pine trees. There's a lot of flora along the trail. I think our favorites were probably the thistle. We really like the thistle, but that's not really in season right now. But you'll see plenty of flowers along the trail, wildflowers. What's handy is because there's so many trees, the trail is in a lot of shade for most of the time. So that's really nice on a sunny day. It will keep you from feeling overheated. And then every so often the trees will open up and you'll be able to see sweeping views of the mountains just going as far as the eye can see. This trip is well worth it for the views alone. Now, eventually you'll get to the top of that hike. You'll hear Stewart Falls before you get to it. And then when you round the corner and you see it, it definitely packs a punch. This is a 2-tiered waterfall. It's more than 200 feet tall. Some even say it might be closer to 300 feet. It's an impressive waterfall. There are multiple viewpoints, including the base of the falls, where people will splash around in the pools and they'll take selfies. And then there's also a higher, somewhat trickier path that guides you up to the top that takes you to the upper tier of the waterfall. Okay. It's late summer at this point, so the falls were not at their fullest. I'm kind of thinking maybe we should consider taking a trip back in the spring when all the runoff from the melting snow gives the waterfall maybe a fuller look. But it was definitely a great day to go. Yeah, sure, it was raining a little bit, but I mean, you're at a waterfall, you're playing in the shallows anyway, you're going to get wet regardless. So it was definitely just a fun day. We all had a great time. All in all, yeah, we got a little muddied in the process because of the rain, but we didn't have too much to worry about. The trip was overall a great experience. Definitely one I'd highly recommend, especially as a waterfall nut myself. Mikey loves nature. I love specifically waterfalls. This was a good trip for both of us. Definitely consider going if you happen to be in the Provo or Sundance area in Utah. Okay, you guys have a great day.
Nice. End the day with a nice little rainbow.